We've got 4 lights, we've got 5, it's Craig on the left, Bean on the right, a championship on the line, 4 races to go, lights are out and we're off in racing. It's a good step by Craig, but it's also a good step by Bean up the inside, and Craig's going to have to go defensive already, on the up, rising up to turn 1, Steve-O's gave Cal a wee tap, Crafty's going to try and hold it round the outside into turn 1, gets pushed off wide by Bean there as the rust through, and the Renault, and there's a Renault, Scott Laney being slapped at the back. He was being slapped, he ran wide on the exit of turn 1, Scott Laney's 10-second penalty for fat limits. Is everybody's lagging through sector 1 for me, I don't know if it's the same for
Jones
you.
is rammed as well.
Oh, is he went off on his own?
I think, I think he went off on his own there.
Just like looking at...
Position changes.
Just kind of looking at everything, Crispy, like, everybody at the front got away relatively fine. And then I seen Scott Laney running wide and he got tapped. And then he just kind of went out of control on the outside, like off the track. And I seen him at the back, and I've seen Jones at the back as well, so I don't really know where it's went wrong for them there. Scott Laney, I seen it happening, but Jonesy was completely off the camera for me, as Steve was having to defend already really early on for the 2 racing points.
Very good start from SPH already on this first lap, up 3 positions already. Same with Gareth, Colden, Russell was up 5 positions as well here. Didn't know them at 6. There we go. Blinding start from Russell and the McLaren. I think Russell's the reserve, isn't he?
Aye, Russell stands out, it's normally Nedclaw.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's in Nedclaw.
Right, I've just noticed in the chat, Crispy, Owen saying Steve-O's ERS is stuck on.
To say that.
Oh, that is... That'll explain why he's looking a bit sliding on these slower turns, and he's trying to like, generate more power through the slower turns. So, that's just terrible luck.
Needs help. Yeah, I remember a few weeks ago. Well, not where it's actually a while back now. I remember, I think your Div 1 teammate Dark Zen, he had the same problem, and I don't think there's any way you can turn it off if this happens. As Smoke pointed out, he must have turned it on the formation app. Yeah, that probably is very likely what he's done. I don't. If this does happen to you, I don't know if there's a way you can actually turn it off. Because I remember Zen telling me about it, and like he did try things to get it off, but it just not working. I don't think there's a way you can honestly turn it off.
I really don't know, because Zen has actually just like messaged the chat as well saying I don't think you can I've tried everything, so I don't really know what the score is. Beast says going to try unpausing, pausing and unpausing, and maybe leave and rejoin. I don't know.
Well. Oh, this is so horrible for him. I
mean, would you try to leave and rejoin? I don't know if that work. I mean, I've never encountered the issue, so I really couldn't tell you how to go about fixing it, but it's really just disastrous luck, really. And he can't, like, see, because it's Owen, he has to slow down for these corners, like, it's really doing damage to his race.
Yeah, it's going to be huge damage to his race, you know, so Dodge getting past him now. Gareth ain't going to be too far behind either, I think. Oh, this... Do you know what we were saying earlier on about the jinx? With both Steve on a podium, and hopefully we don't jinx him. Oh my god. We've done exactly that.
I actually just want to apologise to him for that. Yellow flag's in the third, and it's for a spinner. It's for Paul. Paul spun from the sitting mediums that was on at the start, but like, as you were saying, like, everybody's saying, well, Beast is kind of like reiterating the idea to leave and rejoin. I mean,
I don't know.
Would you chance it? He has got some space. He has got some space. It depends how fast the AI drives.
Could be worth it. I don't know if it will do anything. Mate. Oh, Russell.
Oh, and it's just gone back to Russell McClung. Oh, you hate to see
He's
it.
retired in the pits.
Oh. He's probably just no having any real confidence at the track.
Okay. Well, that surprised me quite a lot because he actually had a really good start. Like I just pointed out a minute ago, he literally made up 6 positions on lap 1. I don't know if we've maybe missed anything there that maybe could have happened to him.
Aye, he could have maybe been caught up at the back. Oh, Crispy, we've got plan for saying he's googled it and apparently you have to leave and rejoin to fix it as your AI will turn that off.
Okay.
So if that message can,
Right,
I don't know.
I think someone might need to try and get that across to see. I don't know, maybe. Yeah, there we go. He's there for session.
There it is.
Yeah, okay. I'll get him back.
Aye, that's it off. That's it off. It's off on the hang.
Okay. I'll be getting you back. Don't
So,
worry. Yeah, it's just name. Right, I'll pop him in, right.
But and that's fine. We'll get Steve-O back in, invite him to the party to tell him. SLR Dylan's passed the message on to. I think because because quite a lot of the SLR drivers end up like talking to other drivers for other divisions as they kind of effectively act as their engineers as such. In fact, we'll actually go Steve here in the petty just to.
Have you got an invite, mate? Oh, just please. Did I send you back to the party? No way.
No worries. We'll get you back in as quick as we can. Definitely. I mean, the soft comfort there is Steve-O. It is definitely off because we're riding on board with. Oh, he's away. Oh well. But anyway, we are on lap 5, and Craig did have a 1.4 second gap. It's actually went back up to a 1.4 second gap. It was done, but Cal Smith is right on the back of Bean doing a straight Bean doing everything they can to try and break the toe as we ride on board the Red Bull. Into turn 12, Cal just looks to be that bit far back, not going to make a move, but Craig's really kind of starting to just utilise the soft tyres that bit better, being crucially outside the DRS range, and that's meaning that Cal Smith is going to be right on the rear wing of the Red Bull.
Yeah, it's fine, it's fine, don't worry.
Aye.
Oh.
Right, no, that's fine. But Panther kind of coming. I mean, Beast was saying it. Panther kind of confirming it for us and really coming to the rescue there. And what's been interesting about this battle at the front, Crispy, when it was like in the earlier stages, was that Craig's trying everything to break the toe. He does not want anybody to have that slipstream. Like, I noticed that early on. He doesn't need to do it as much now because he's got the gap, but Craig was really kind of like driving along the pit wall to breaking the stream down to turn 12 on the back straight, and he's trying everything to try and break that toe.
It's got nearly a 2 to gap now to yeah.
So he's really putting his foot down, fit to the flare.
I think Bean is trying to push quite a lot, so I noticed his ERS at the moment. I mean, he's incredibly low. And then if you go on to Craig, he's actually got over 50% still, so that's a big advantage for Craig at the moment as well. The fact that he's got so much more ERS than Bean at the moment. Bean is obviously clearly trying to push very hard at the moment, but can't really just catch up to Craig at the moment.
I really don't know kind of what it is. Craig's just seeming to do a really strong job at managing his race pace at this stage as the tyres are still kind of in a decent operating window, but Craig and Bean keeping the gap to 1.8. Cal Smith's keeping for close company.
Sorry to interrupt a minute. Can you just go on board with Jay Geddes quickly?
Jay Geddes?
Yeah, his connection's not looking good. If I must say so myself.
As he's on board with, as I'm chasing Scott Laney. I'm just trying. Connection?
Yeah, he's been lagging a lot.
I'm on board with him, and admittedly, I don't know if it's just me, but he's no like jumping about or nothing for me. I don't know how severe the connection issue was when you were on board with him. Alright, there we go, can maybe see that.
Yeah.
It's twitchy. I mean, I don't want to like be that driver. I don't want to be that person that says, "Well, wait until something happens."
Yeah, no,
because like I don't want to run that risk. I mean, if we get a message to say, right, put him in, then we will. I mean, as much as I really hate the thought of doing that, like, it's really just not going to resonate too well with me. Rangus says if you can invite.
Yeah, I am. I've just got his name wasn't
no, that's fine.
I've done it, don't worry.
No worries. We'll get them in as quick as we can. Jay Geddes. Ronnie's got to go for the move on Scott Laney. Running the outside. He was trying it. Very brave. Scott Laney didn't even expect the move on the outside, so didn't really leave too much of a gap. But Jay Geddes is kind of. I don't know if it's just me because he looks. It's weird because he looks alright for so long, and then there's just like maybe like 1 point under brake, and he just has like this big, massive like twitch. So I don't know if that's the same as how you're seeing it, or if you're just seeing him jump the boot all the time.
It's not looking too bad at the moment. It's not looking too bad at the moment. If we get a message, remember one about maybe going to get him in, then we will do so. It's not looking too bad at the moment, I must admit. It does actually look a little better than what it was.
That's all good then. It is definitely looking that bit better, so we'll jump on board with. Then the closest battle I can see on the track, other than Jay Geddes and Scott Laney, is the battle for 7th, and that's between Dodgy and Gareth Hypers, who's just went up the road. 5 seconds a gap between himself and his teammate, and Gareth is going to be having the DRS and the ERS in action into the braking zone. Is he going to go for a late move? He is. He's going to go for a late move. Looks up. Dodgy gave him the space. Gareth couldn't quite get it there. Very brave, opportunistic driving there for the Red Bull, but Dodgy was doing everything he could to try and pit him off, and I think that was quite fair there for the both of them. And this could be a battle that we could see unfold in the next few laps as we'll start to see penalties really kind of start to tumble in now, but we'll try our best to try and deflect that, even though we can't really turn off these wee penalty symbols. So you'll ken who's got a penalty, but you'll no ken how much. But Dodgy gets a really bad exit off the final corner. Gareth's already going to go alongside and go round the outside. Up the hill to turn 1 they go, and Gareth has got the move done before they even get into the braking zone. But he's went wide, and Dodgy's going to try and go round the outside. They're going to go side by side through turn 2, and they're going to go side by side again into the S's. This is going to be brave. This is going to be brave, and it's Dodgy. Dodgy just makes it, just gets the place back, and that is brave.
Brilliant racing, to be fair.
That is. Oh, yeah. Your heart would just
my heart was
sink
in my
if
mouth
you were
watching that.
Oh, definitely. It's one of the, like, I mean, I don't mind a good battle with Gareth. Is they quite done here? Rooney outside into the hairpin. He's going to go the long way. Rooney looks up front left. Dodgy's up the inside. Gareth, I don't think. Oh, Gareth's got the DRS, so Gareth's going to have the DRS. Like, he's going to have that extra straight line speed advantage. Dodgy's just going to have to settle for tucking in behind. And as he got to try and go round the outside, Gareth's defending the inside. Dodgy later on the brakes, round the outside. Gareth's taking the tighter line, and he keeps the place, and it's not quite done yet because he's going to go up the inside into turn 13. And they're not quite done just yet. Gareth holding it round the outside. Is Dodgy going to go for the switch back on? He's got his one. Oh, and he was gone for the switch back, and Gareth read it, and Dodgy just didn't really anticipate it with the locks it.
Sprightly's getting involved now, yeah.
And Sprightly really getting himself into it here. Sprightly just looks like he's pushing Dodgy along.
Oh, Bean's come in. Bean's come in for a set of mediums.
Bean. Oh, right, so Bean's gone.
Dodgy is coming as well.
It'll be interesting to see because we don't know what Dodgy's. We don't know what Dodgy's going to go onto. until we see him come out the pits.
Oh,
He's onto the
he's
hard
having a
side.
wing change as well. Oh no,
Oh.
this is big. Oh, this is really big for him.
And Crispy, you're right there. Dodgy is Dodgy's went onto the hard, so he's definitely committed to this one stop. So he's going onto this one stop strategy. Bean kinda is leaving the door open for a two stop though, with a soft medium.
It could, yeah. Again, it could go either way. It really could. I think, like I said before the race started, I think because of this lobby restarting fresh tyres, I think the soft medium one stop is probably a bit more doable now than it maybe would have been. So maybe I think Bean maybe will stick to this. It'd be interesting to see what Craig does as well. I think, yeah, Craig is coming into the pits now. Wonder if anyone else follows him. Cal's actually stayed out. Yeah. Cal's the only one that's stayed. Oh no, Hyper's just carried on as well. Let's see what he goes on to. Yeah, he's gone to a fresh set of mediums. See what others go on to as well. Yeah, mediums for the Mercedes of SPH. Jester does the same.
And Craig comfortably getting back out ahead of Bean. Bean couldn't quite get the undercut to work, and Craig must have put in a very good a good in lap there to ensure that he would come back out in front. 2 seconds of gap. Owen, we've got SPH. Owen, SPH is at the back of Steve-O. Crispy, SPH is just pitted, at the back of Steve-O.
Has he got damage?
He's got damage.
Oh yeah, that's it, yep. That's a nightmare for him.
And
I
that's
couldn't have
really
gone
going to
worse,
just chuck. That's really just kind of chucked everything out the window there for him, if I'm being truthful. But looking at it now, I'm just going to fin somebody. Who are we going to jump onto? Because everybody is weirdly quite close, but they're all quite split, if that makes sense. Like, there's no real close battle other than Steve-O and SPH that I'm seeing.
Scott Lane is very close to the back of
Scott Laney, both of them are pretty for medium, so this definitely will be for position. Scott Laney trying to get better traction on the exit. But he is a wee bit far back. Scott is using his ERS to defend. Scott Lane will be using it to attack, and he's got the DRS for that extra bit of speed. But Scott Lane is going to go up the inside. Scott on the inside of Scott. Scott's going to hold it around the outside of Scott, and Scott keeps the place after Scott there too. So Scott keeps the place after Scott Lane. Ferrari versus Renault, and this could heat up to be one of the battles on the field. As we start to see Cal Smith, Crafty, Steve-O all in the pits, SPH back in the pits for a second time. Crafty's picking up a penalty there for track warnings there, and Scott Laney just pushing Scott along. Scott kind of got a really good exit there despite the slide off the exit. Don't think Scott Laney will be close enough into turn 1 as we see the Alfa Romeo Jay Geddes just coming out of there. So the battle for 14th really starting to heat up now, and it's a battle between the three for 14th as we all go through the S. The dirty air through the S really is quite killer to the grip that you get through there. Like,
yeah,
you
I can
really,
imagine.
you do feel it. Like you genuinely, I mean, like on this
Must
game,
be
like
absolutely awful.
I love how like the dirty air has become maybe a feature in this game. But see, when you're actually experiencing it through a sequence of corners like that, you really just feel the complete lack of grip.
Yeah.
It really is just one of them.
I think Craig, at the moment, Craig just keeps extending that gap at the top. It's now 3.4.
Oh,
now.
Sorry, just to cut you.
Scott
up the inside of Jay Geddes, up the inside. Jay Geddes going to try and fight it. Scott just making the move into turn 12. That one was a bit bit late to my eye, but we still saw it as Jay Geddes is trying every way in that to try and get the place back once again. And Scott up to 14th. And talking about one Ferrari, we'll jump on board with the other Ferrari, a Flying Lemon, who is in 11th. Keaton Colden at bay, and this is the battle for P11. Steve-O. So Steve-O's pitted, and he's come out. Oh, that's Lemon. Lemon's away. I'm not going to lie, Chris, but absolutely just like I pat my chance there because I was on board with Colden. Like I was on board with Colden, and Colden got such a good, like he carried so much speed, like good speed through turn 1, and he was like you couldn't put a cigarette pen between the Haas and the Ferrari, and then you just seen a Flying Lemon just veer off to the left, and Colden was right up close and personal. Like it was very close, but it wasn't close enough to touch, if that makes sense. Like it was
yeah.
They were right up the rear wing of that Ferrari, and like it was quite scary to look at. Like I mean, if that was me driving, I would have slammed on the brake. Like I would have been absolutely fit. But it's a Flying Lemon back in the wall once again, and Scott Laney's going to get up the inside of Jay Geddes at turn 12 as they go side by side. Geddes going to have the inside to turn 13 as I try and find a good camera angle. Scott Laney trying to hold it all the way round, and he does.
He's going to go for it.
Oh, that's
good racing.
Beautiful work there.
Yeah, good racing. So.
That is some beautiful racecraft there for Scott Laney and for Jay Geddes as well to ensure that there was no contact.
There's quite a lot of gaps on the track at the moment. There's not apart from all this yellow flags. I don't know what that's fine. Apart from Scott Laney and Jay Geddes, there's not really many drivers that massively close to each other at the moment.
That's definitely it's one of the ones that it's one of the races that kind of just like at this stage it does tend to go that bit quiet, but I feel like once the final laps kind of start to kick in, I think that's when we're going to start seeing some action.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to start kind of kicking up a wee bit. Like I don't really know what's happening here with Jay Geddes. I'm on board with him, but I don't know if I really don't know how to pit that, Crispy, because I was just on board with Jay Geddes and he didn't like his steering didn't step out or nothing, but he ended up just like weaving, and he's took out the brake marker for turn 11. Like it's kind of how you would heat up your tyres on a formation lap. Like that's kind of how his car was behaving. But there was no action like an oversteering moment, understeering moment that kind of triggered that. He just started doing it. He's lagging again. That'll maybe be it. Do we have an executive decision today, or do we wait for somebody to say?
I'm not actually too sure. I know. I think he's coming into the pits.
He's pulling over. Is he going to do it?
I think he might actually be doing it himself. Let's just have a look here.
What are we going to see?
He has. Okay. Alright, fair enough. Yeah, actually just done it himself.
Fair play to him there for doing it. Oh, and we've got Gareth, up the inside of Maxwell. Maxwell hods it round the outside, and Sprightly there as well. So it's Williams, Red Bull, Alpha Tauri, and this is for P6. Maxwell's still yet to pit though, so he is going to go long into this race. Gareth up the inside. Is he going to go late in the brakes? Thinks better here. Maxwell does give him the space though. Maxwell making Gareth and Sprightly work for it. He is keeping it fair. Gareth really looking like he might need to kind of start thinking about taking these chances if he wants to try and close the gap to Hypers. It is 12 seconds. It is a very big gap at this stage in the race. Yellow flags at sector 1. That is for Jay Geddes' Alfa Romeo. As Maxwell's got a wee bit of a train starting to form. Maxwell just doing everything that he can. He's got a really good exit. Don't think Gareth will be close enough into turn 1. Maxwell will go defensive. You'll see him there, just jerk to the left. Gareth's going to have to...
Oh,
he's going to really have to...
Oh my
Oh, what happened
God,
there?
that was close. Oh, I was just riding board with that there. Good view. With Sprightly's on board and he just totally outbroke himself. So nearly smashed into the back of Gareth's rear, but thankfully managed to just swerve out of the way in time. That would have been a catastrophe for Sprightly if he had gone into the back of him there, but just about managed to avoid it. He's just on the back of him again.
Late on the brakes.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's the... Sprightly did turn in a bit too early there and they had to straighten up mid-corner. As they seem to do too much damage to his exit though, but Gareth is going to have a good look at the inside to the outside. Gareth once again, no, quite close enough to think about taking his chances there, so Maxwell's doing a really good job at defending here. Like, it's maybe might not be his race to race, if you get me, but it's definitely a good battle that we're loving to see.
I noticed actually a few laps ago, like before this, he was actually still doing very good pace on these medium tyres. So they are getting quite old now, and he was doing really good pace on them still. But yeah, obviously I think they are starting to go off a little bit now. In fact, has he stopped? No, yeah, he hasn't. Yeah, sorry, that's me being silly.
Oh, and we've got Gareth up the inside. He's actually got a good chance this time up the inside. Maxwell's no defending, it's hard, but he's going to hold it around the outside. He's going to hold it around the outside. He's going to have the inside to turn 2. They're going to go side by side, and it's a carbon copy. A dodgy in Gareth earlier today, I'm sure. I think it was Gareth. It was dodging Sunday. It was definitely dodging Sunday. That's quite bad for my memory.
Got to be careful. Sprightly's got to be really careful.
Oh, Sprightly, don't let him run over your wing. Oh, and Sprightly, just with the grip, you can just see it's so much more superior to the grip of the Williams. Sprightly's going to have the inside though, and I think Maxwell's going to try and Sprightly does he subtly shuts the door on the outside there, and that forces Maxwell to go to the inside and try and get an undercut and a bit of luck at the inside. But I think Maxwell, in terms of battling Sprightly and Gareth, I think I might be done now. I think they're going to just put away on the bit of grip. Dodgy and Pollard only drives on the hards though, which is interesting. So there's a big confidence for the mediums, but no so much for the hards.
What happened there?
Where are you looking? So I can see.
Oh no, it's fine. I think it was just Craig was coming up to Dingle Dog and he was a back marker. But just before that, I think he had the gap was about 4 seconds, although he's getting it back up again now. I think he just had a little slight moment coming out of turn 1. I think the gap went down to about 3.4. He did have a slight moment coming out of turn 1, but he did recover it and he's more than okay now.
Alright. Well, as long as it's back up and running, that's the main bit. But looking at the in terms of the closest battles on the field, everybody's just picking up penalties there. I've just seen so many names flash up at the bottom of my screen there, and you can see on the left hand side, everybody except for Craig, who is our race leader, and Maxwell have all got a penalty in some capacity to their name. But I'm on board with SBH, who is right back on the rear wing of Stevo, and both of them are slowly closing the gap to Dodgy. So maybe we could see Dodgy under a bit of pressure near the end, and he's right behind Sprightly as well. So there's no really all that much going on really, because everybody is too spaced out. So I'm on board with Scott Laney again, and this battle between Scott and Scott Laney is really kind of starting to kick up once again. I think it really is just a matter of Scott Laney does just look to be that bit quicker than Scott, but Scott is really kind of putting up this resilient line of defence to keep 13th. So it really is just going to be a matter of Dingle Dolphin retires in the pits. that is our third retirement of the race. We've lost Jay Gerris. He retired due to his connection issues, and we had Russell retiring very early on but honestly for rather unknown reasons. We didn't know why he retired. I think he just got caught up in the melee at the start, and he was just like, I'll just call that a day.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Like, it's really just been one of the races. Like, I mean, like, I feel like if you're somebody like Russell, if something happened to you in the start, you would really need like the safety car to kind of bail you out.
Yeah,
like,
you need a bit of a miracle.
And I think I'm not saying Russell maybe had like a good bit of foresight or whatever to say that there isn't going to be one. Currently, we've not had a safety car. We've not had any form of caution on the track, which I think is a good thing in a sense. But in a sense, it's a bad thing for drivers that lose out to incidents and they don't have that safety car as a reprieve as such. So it really has just been a matter of... It has been a generally clean race, other than a few bumps and grazes in terms of front wings, but it has been quite good to watch as we see Scott Laney and Scott once again being battled in this big straight into turn 12. Scott with a massive lock-up though into turn 12. And this is the battle that I'm kind of living for now. There's nothing really else going on. Everybody's like it's not even like if you're looking at it, it's not even like 1 second or 1.5 seconds. It's big chunks of time,
just like everywhere. Yeah.
Like it really is just. I don't really know how. It might just be how the race is unfolded. I don't really know how to put it. Other than that, Jay Gerris has put in the chat as well. It's been a pleasure to race. I seen him saying in the Discord. I had the notification at the top of my phone, and I'd flicked it in to say that I don't know if he'll want me to say it too much, but he's no one to run the risk of his connection being an issue to the other drivers. So I think he's going to be a bit more cautious in terms of. I think he said he's going to take the rest of the season off, and it's purely on a connection-based issue.
Do you know what? No, yeah.
So,
do you know what? My full respect goes out to him. To be honest, I mean, I experienced it quite a lot last season in races with having to race a bad connection, and yeah, it really is. It's horrible. It is absolutely horrible. You know, you look forward so much to obviously league racing, and doing your race for the weekend, and to have it basically ruined through your connection, almost kind of like no fault of your own, is just, it is pretty heartbreaking. It's bad. My heart goes out to him, because I say I definitely did not want to get him in the party. I've done like either one to tell him that you have to retire because your connection's too unstable to carry on. It's not a nice thing to have to do. So I say fair play to him for actually making his own choice of deciding to retire through like thinking of other people's races as well, to be honest. So fair play to him. My heart goes out to him.
Definitely. I don't think you could have put it much better than that. So I'll just jump on board with that too. I mean, like it's actually like it is really hard to just watch.
Yeah, it was.
Race, and like you put all this effort in, and Scott's got a bit of a shit there. So just sorry about that, but like it is really hard to like just put all this time, put your effort into it, and the connection is what stops you and what holds you back. And I mean, I'm kind of on the same boat as yourself. Like, he says cheers, but Scott Laney has actually made the move on Scott. Sorry to just like completely forget about you, Gerris, but we're going to watch Scott Laney up the inside. Nice move up the inside. Scott Laney got a lot closer this time round, and I think that might be Scott Laney into the distance. We'll see how Scott. I think Scott will probably do a good enough job to keep in the slipstream at least, to try and have a wee go at him into turn 1 at the very least. But Jay Gerris, I mean, there's no really hopefully we can see you in season 6 with a boosted connection and
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
a more real opportunity to come in and show us what you've got and not have the connection play any hindrance to you. So we very much look forward to welcoming you back when the time's right. But I don't know about you, Crispy, but I've been noticing Jonesy's picking up penalties for blue flags. So
let me go on the broadcast. Let me go on board Gareth a minute. So I can't remember what for, but he left the session quite early on. I think he might have had an incident somewhere on the track, and he left the session completely. And I have invited him, but he did not join back. So it's not actually him driving, it's his AI.
right. I didn't even know.
Yeah. Yeah, so no, I did invite him back, but he's decided not to join back, unfortunately.
See, I don't know. I mean, you're kind of here to race. Like, it's one of the things. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, no, maybe my place to make that call, but I kind of remember having something like we were kind of hearing things like that in the grapevine before. But might have some explaining today.
Yeah, I think we'll leave it for now.
But Scott's diving into the pits, so he's gone to the 2-stop. He'll probably be throwing some soft tyres onto the end. I'm not gonna lie, Chris, we don't really know who to jump on board with. They're all too split. Like,
I know, it's quite a difficult race to actually almost commentate on in a way, if you know what I mean, because there really is not much happening.
It's really just been quiet. It's one of them, like...
It is one of them, unfortunately. I mean, at the front, it's just been Craig and Bean, really. They've just been kind of going the same pace the whole race. Yeah, I'd say, like you said a minute ago, it's not really a second gaps or like under a second gaps. It's just you got 4-second gaps, 5-second gaps, 3 seconds pretty much everywhere throughout the field. It's just, yeah, unfortunately, there's not too much going on.
It's almost in a sense like you don't care where to look, because there's nothing really going on for you to look at.
No.
Like, because we've seen races where in Division 3 SPH's been disqualified. He's been disqualified. He has been disqualified. That is.
That's interesting.
That is.
Let me have a little look at race director.
That is definitely something. I did not expect that to come out of there.
Okay, right, I think he's been disqualified on penalties.
I honestly, I've been keeping the menu off penalties to kind of see how many folk have, but SPH must have he must have a full catalogue of penalties if he's been disqualified. I don't know what the limit is. Is it no? Is it 30 seconds you get? 30 seconds on penalties, or is it?
I don't know.
It's either 20. It's 20. I've been told it's either 21, which is 7 seconds of penalties, 7 penalties rather, or it's 30, which is 10. And I feel like they're very big. They're very big gaps in terms of how many penalties you can allow, because 7 penalties and 10 are 2 very big gaps.
It is, yeah.
Like,
I think I don't know. I actually don't know what the limit is. That's quite. I feel like I should know, but I don't.
It's like. I mean, I don't know. Don't get me wrong. Like, I mean, it might not look too good when I say it, but I've been disqualified for races before. But I can't mind how many penalties I picked up today. I don't know. I don't know how many times I don't know how many times I took the absolute mick out of the racing limits to get disqualified.
To do it, yeah, exactly.
Like, I want to get in a limb and say it's 10 penalties. I could be wrong.
I feel like that's a bit too much. I don't know.
10 feels like overkill
Yeah, it
in a
does.
sense, but so does 7.
Yeah, it does. It does. You're right.
Like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't know. Like, I would say 5 would even be enough to warrant a disqualification in my mind. Like,
I think
don't get me wrong.
I think you're right. I think it's probably something around 7.
Like, it's. I can definitely see it being. I think it's 7. I could be wrong. If somebody can clarify that, I would.
Oh no, there we
actually love to
go.
know this.
Oh no, Merckx has just put it's 10.
Oh, I was
Oh, okay,
right.
there we go. It's 10. Oh wow. So again, I feel like it's something I should know, but unfortunately I don't. Always. Oh, Sprightly's gone. Sprightly's
Sprightly!
gone.
Oh no! Oh, Steve-O's just slid by to. I've just completely missed Sprightly going off. I've just been watching. Owen, that's dodgy, Tay! That's dodgy, Tay! It's dodgy! Steve-O's up to 7th. He's gained 2 places in 2 corners there, Crispy. Just. Like, it's been quiet for so long.
Oh my god. Yeah. We start talking about flipping
drivers.
penalties and we miss this.
We've just completely missed what's going on. And Steve-O just slides up into 7th.
Oh yeah, he's finally getting a bit of luck on his side, should I say, after having that awful stuck overtake at the beginning of the race.
It's a good bit of retribution for him, but I mean, you see, honestly, like, it really just begs the question: where would he have been?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because he's been stealthy, like in the Gidway, like he's just been working on his own race, making the moves when he needed to, and because we've not really paid too much attention to him, he's just come out of nowhere and he's took 2 places in 2 corners.
It is a big case of what if he didn't have that stuck overtake. It's a shame. It is a shame, unfortunately.
Definitely.
Right.
Sam also said that he's in a Petty West speech and he said he had 10 penalties, so it is 10.
Yeah.
I still feel
feel
10's
that's
way
too
too
much.
generous. Aye. I mean, I'm not to discredit the driving or nothing, but I feel like if you're getting away with 9 penalties, 10 penalties before disqualification, then there's a good sense of leniency for the game, which is quite ironic considering the game's actually quite strict every other time. But I still feel tense. I think 5 should be your kind of limit, and I don't know if that might sound cruel to some drivers, but like, because then when you get to like 2 penalties or 3, you'd kind of be like, oh no, better actually cut this out, like better stop doing this. But aye, less about penalties, we're on the penultimate lap, and we've like, honestly, Chris, we've kind of got to this point, and I mean, I'm not saying it in I genuinely couldn't tell you anything about the front 3 when we talked to them for this race, because we've not seen them.
I know,
like,
it's just they've just ran their own race basically, and that's it. I don't. There's not really too much else to say. Nothing.
Oh,
nothing's
Sprightly's away. Sorry.
Oh,
I've just
no,
seen
don't worry.
Sprightly's Alpha Tauri. I've just seen I was on board with Steve-O doing the straight, him and Dodgy, and then
it's a double
I
spit
just
for
seen
him. Yeah. Oh,
and then I
Steve-O's
just
gone
seen
really
the old
wide.
Steve-O.
Dodgy's gonna get him.
And Steve-O loses the place, and Craig is embarking the final lap at the Circuit of the Americas. I think he's led every lap to be fair, other than like that one lap.
I think he basically has, yeah.
Other than that one lap that Maxwell and Hyper stayed out for, but this might be a time to get driver of the days in.
Yep, definitely. I think we had a couple of votes already. I think we've had a couple of votes of Craig. I think we had a vote from Sem for Maxwell as well. Yeah, Freeman saying Maxwell. I mean, that's actually really good. That is actually a really good shout from Maxwell. You might agree with this. He started this race dead last. He is currently P9 and is one of 2 drivers on this entire grid without a penalty.
I would definitely put him in the ring, definitely.
I think
would
he's
say
gotta be
him
up
and
there.
Craig, purely on the basis of penalties, because they have drove very clean races, and Craig has only got 2 more corners left to drive, make that 1. Checkered flag is going to wave for Alpha Tauri. Craig gets himself right back into the championship hunt once again, and I think he takes the lead now as he takes the victory here in the Circuit of the Americas. Bean comes across the line in second, penalties will be applied. Cal Smith, he crosses third, he stays third. Crafty, does he get promoted? He comes up to the top 3 there, so Cal Smith gets pushed down into 4th. Hypers comes across the line, 5th place for the Racing Point. Gareth will be the next person to cross the line a few 20 seconds down the road, and the championship really turning on its head once again. New championship leader once again. Craig retakes the lead in the championship battle. Gareth takes P6 on the track. Dodgy, the championship protagonist as well, he comes across the line in 7th. Steve-O picking up a penalty right at the death there, and he takes 8th after a very oh, and Maxwell's at the season day, so
Maxwell.
oh, if your driver of the day vote was sealed, then I
that's
think it might be now.
That's a quality drive. Fair play to him. That's quality.
Definitely, I mean, I don't know. I would definitely say it's 20th to 7th, and no to pick up a penalty by doing it.
I
With an
think
alternate strategy.
that's very worthy.
It's really hard though to no gate to Craig for a faultless drive at the front. If I could split it, I would, but if I was to go with one, I would probably do Maxwell, and the game's even saying the same. So
Yeah.
I would say Maxwell.
I think he's gonna get it. Right, I'm gonna get the top 3 in the party. It's Craig, Dean, Crafty. Okay, right.
We're starting to see a bit of a sweep coming in for Maxwell for driver of the day.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. That's a quality drive. He should be really happy with that.
That's some strong points for Williams and for Maxwell too. So definitely been a showing. Oh my God, my back. But anyway, we're going to get the race results run down for you. It is going to be Craig who takes the pole to Lights victory here in the United States. Bean in P2 and Crafty rounds out the podium in P3. Cal Smith did cross the line in 3rd, but he gets pushed in due to penalties. Hypers in P5. Gareth in 6th. Maxwell, after starting 20th, ends up finishing 7th, and some strong points for himself on the board there. Dodgy in P8, and it's going to be Colden and Steve-O after his ERS issue at the start. He manages to come back and salvage a point for McLaren. Scott Laney just missing out on the points there. Sprightly with a few spins near the end really cost him a real chance of some strong points there for Alpha Tauri as well. Scott, Dale Paul, a Flying Lemon, and Jonesy finish. Going to be Dingo Dolphin, Jay Geddes, Russell and SBH. Dingo Dolphin, Jay Geddes and Russell were retirements, and SBH were a disqualification, and he got the fastest lap as well, which it says on mine, so he'll not be getting the point for fastest lap. Now I'm seeing a sweep for Cal Smith.
There's a lot of Cal Smiths coming, yeah.
I think it is actually for him as Cal Smith himself. So SBH is like only person to get disqualified, driver of the day. That is like, I mean, you can get yourself driver of the day if you want, but I mean, you're not getting it for us. Sorry. But if we go, everybody here.
I believe we do, yes.
Oh, trips. I'm not gonna lie, we've barely saw any of these already. So, you want to take it, or you want me to go? Or?
I don't mind, we can alternate if you want.
That's fine, can always do that. since you suggested that you can go first.
Okay.
Oh,
It's my right. Okay, yeah. Obviously, make sure you got your boxes ticked, guys. Crafty, we'll start with you. P3. Yeah. As you heard Rick just say, see much of the top three at all, to be honest. It was quite a difficult race to commentate on, should we say, because there was such a there are so many just big gaps throughout the entire track and for the entire race. But in the end, you got yourself a mate. I think you came across the line P4 on track, but obviously you got P3 on pens in the end. So it's another podium for you. Just sum up your race, mate.
Pretty much the same as you guys in qualifying. It was pretty non-eventful. First couple of laps was as close as there was to anybody. Carl Smith got in front of me at one stage. I just couldn't keep him back. I thought Ivers was going to get me at one stage as well, but I noticed he got penalties. I noticed Carl Smith got penalties, so I managed to calm down a wee bit then and just do my race and try and keep it clean. But yeah, P3, I'm happy with that. Very uneventful, just hard to concentrate for the full 28 laps.
Yeah, that is a good point, mate. I say, I think USA is one of these tracks where it's a really, really long race. It's actually, it's almost a bit. It's actually longer than you think it's going to be. So, yeah, concentration has to be at an absolute maximum, I feel, for this track. So, yeah, like you said, well done to you again for managing to concentrate for that long and coming in with another podium, 15 points for you. So, yeah, well done to you again, mate.
Thank you. Well done to the top two.
Lovely. Do you want to take her away, Bean Riggs?
I'll speak to Bean. Bean, you there, aye?
Yeah, I'm here.
Your box ticked and such. Smashing. Second in qualifying, second in the race. Some very strong pace once again for yourself. Championship taking another twist there in the United States. We've seen that you were kind of keeping up with Craig in the early stages. Like you and Craig were kind of setting the benchmark for pace early on, and then Craig just kind of did seem to find that extra gear. It was kind of a quiet race for yourself, but you had Cal Smith for a good bit of the race. So if you want to talk us through that a wee bit, just kind of what your general thought is on the race.
I think you guys have summed it up. Uneventful, and you know, it is what it is. You're racing around, and you know this is taking nothing away from Craig because masterclass today absolutely leagues above around here, and he deserves to take the win. Fantastic pace by him. Yeah, in the beginning I managed to keep with him, but I was running reach and I was using up my ERS, but you can't do that for 28 laps. So yeah, and obviously Cal behind me showing good pace again, but obviously penalties letting him down. But yeah, uneventful, but top draw by Craig today. You know, well done to him. You know, it's good to see him back without this. I mean, I disconnected before we started, but yeah, it's good to see him back on the top spot. And yeah, well done to Crafty as well. But sum it up, uneventful. That's there it is.
I mean, I will just apologise to the threes for maybe the lack of like questions for you to be answered because there was only like one real battle at a time. There was nothing really going on, so it was just one of the races where it kind of just looked like everybody was just wanting to kind of keep their heat down and kind of run their own race because everybody was. It was like if it was like 1 second, 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds, we could live with because something could happen. But it was always like 5 seconds, 5 seconds, 6 seconds, 5 seconds, and I'm like, no, you couldn't. You didn't really ken where to look because there was nothing happening.
No.
But the same with yourselves at the front, it was just a really quiet race in yourself as well. And as what Crispy was saying, it's one of the, it's a real racy endurance. Like it's really one that kind of takes its toll on you, I feel. And I don't know if that's the kind of same with yourself. Like if it's just one of the races that kind of does lay a number on you when you're driving it.
Yeah, it does. But obviously, you think you're making inroads and obviously catching Craig a bit, but I think he just had it covered. I think he sounded right for Craig. And again, that's not me putting it down, because I think he just had everything covered. And I think when he saw the gap close, he put his foot down a bit and said, "No, you're not having that," and just extended again. So, it is what it is, and he's rose superbly. A great pull up, and then a great way to win as well. So that's all I can say.
I think that's kind of really kind of just about it. Too. Like as soon as the kind of gap started to kind of kick in at the front, they just kind of stretched that a wee bit more, and then they just stayed the same. Like the pace, like once the gaps had really established themselves, the pace was just kind of it kind of looked the same when we were kind of updating ourselves on the intervals and such. There wasn't like a real big difference either lap, or it was just like the same 5 seconds, and that's it just kind of stayed steady. So the pace was very similar once you all kind of gave yourself the space to run into. But I mean, honestly, I've got nothing else really to ask you. I just want to pass on my congrats for the P2.
Thank you very much. Well done to Craig and Crafty as well.
Cheers, Ben. Thanks, man.
Crispy, you want to take Craig, or you want me to get it?
I don't mind doing it. Yeah, I don't mind doing it. Okay, right. So Craig, I think I'll start off just about the race, and I think I'll get into the championship in a second. Again, I can imagine it was sort of in a way the same for you as well. I mean, you were very quick in qualifying. I think your pole lap was like 4 tenths quicker than I think it was then being P2.
Yeah.
Then throughout the race, again, you just had it pretty much controlled from start to finish, really. It must have been, again, not being described and Crafty described as well, pretty uneventful for you, but in the end you have come away with another win under your belt, and yeah, just talk us through your race, mate.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really happy with the performance, to be honest. Like Dean said with my disconnect last week, that I did need that result this week. Try my best not to pick up any penalties and silly ones. I knew Dean had I think he had 3 seconds or 6 seconds, so I knew not to pick up any sort of silly penalties and give it away. But yeah, like you say, it was sort of uneventful. But yeah, just congrats to the podium sitters too. Really well done to Crafty and Bean. Shout out to Ryan Jones and Benz as well for the strategy calls today. And thanks again to Bean, for the kind words you said as well. Yeah, cheers.
Yeah, so I think I'm personally actually very happy for you as well after seeing what happened to you last week after the disconnect. That obviously must have been pretty awful for you last week. So yeah, seeing you win this week is very, very much good to see. I will ask about the championship now as well. I think you now have taken the lead of the championship with now only 3 rounds left to go. So we are really, really getting into squeaky bum time of the season now. I think one of your other championship rivals, Dodgy, I think only managed to come home in P8 today. So
Right, okay.
that's pretty good for you in a way, but you've still got been very close to you. So what do you think about this championship now going into the final 3 rounds of the season?
It's what everyone wants to see, isn't it? I mean, it's good to see like I said, it was a 3-horse battle, maybe it still is. But yeah, it's good to see to the end of the season, to be honest. It's going to go at the end of the end race, I think, as well.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think from a spectator's point of view as well, I think it'd be very good to see a tie go down to the final race of the season. Just well done to you again for the win. Well done to Bean and Crafty for the podiums as well. I think,
Thank you.
Yep.
Is there anything else you want to add, Riggs?
Oh, since we never really asked too many questions, we can always look forward to next week where we'll be in Mexico. So we're going to just jump across the border and go to Mexico. So what is the general feeling for Mexico? A good track or a bad track?
It's not a bad track. For me, anyway.
I'm going to stick my neck out and say I'm going to get pole and by about 20 seconds. Sounds about that.
Oh, they holding you to that now. It's a good job I've not stopped the recording. You hear everybody.
Yeah.
20-second lead, 20-second victory.
I am, of course.
Mexico.
Yeah.
Mexico is one of the kind of tracks that I feel like there's a bit in me that kind of feels like Mexico's very similar to the US, so I was just kind of wondering if the opinion was the same or if it was different, or if he's very much looking forward to it. Like, we've got Brazil and Abu Dhabi coming up as well, so a good track and not so good track there, but just kind of wanted the general feeling for what it's going to be like for Mexico in a week's time.
Yeah, looking forward to it. I am anyway. We'll see how we go in the race, and hopefully it's closer than what it has been tonight. That's
hopefully it's not.
But I think other than that, it was that was pretty much it. It was a very quiet race for our front runners, and some very strong points on the board for all three. So just want to pass my congratulations on to them once again for the podium. Maxwell got driver of the day after getting 7th P20 on the grid, so he's made 13 places and got some decent points for himself as well. So shout out to him for driver of the day. Just really want to reiterate that. Just pass my congrats, and we'll look forward to Mexico City in a week's time. It's going to be Saturday the 5th of December, so we're kind of in the month of Christmas now when we come back, and it'll be 9 o'clock GMT normal time for myself, and I'm assuming it will be mixed when we come back in next week, unless Crispy's want to take the job on full time for the championship run in. So we can see him back in the booth. And if you're wanting a final run of the Circuit of the Americas, be sure to tune in tomorrow for the elite race, where Crispy will be swapping the microphone for the steering wheel.
Yeah, can't wait.
He'll be taken to the track. And
good luck.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, good luck, mate.
Cheers.
And if you want to tune in to see Crispy in action, be sure to tune into this same channel with the commentary team for that at 7 o'clock GMT. And for us, I think that's pretty much it. And we'll round it up and we'll catch you in the next stream.